Hello, and welcome to the Gamer's Closet. I'm your host, Douglas Wheat, and today we're going to be talking about Outwit. Outwit is a game manufactured by Parker Brothers in 1975 and is for 2 players. It runs for about 15 minutes of game time and is rated for ages 8 and up. But let's dig into it a little further, shall we? Outwit was released by Parker Brothers in 1975 as an abstract strategy game. Pictured here is the US edition. It was also released with a multilingual edition in Canada in English and French. The game has also gotten different titles depending on what country it was made. Pictured here is Voodoo, which is the edition that was released in Germany, and it was also released in France as La Africa. Both editions play exactly the same. This game does come with multiple pieces. It comes with one playing board with 90 squares, including 2 corners of 9 squares each, 18 chips, 9 dark and 9 light, 1 chip of each shade, the power chip that has a dot on it. To set up this game, sit at the board. The corner that lies furthest from you becomes your own. Your 9 chips are those that match the shade of your corner. Place your chips onto the dots in the center of the board, dark chips on dark dots, light chips on light dots. Place your power chip onto the circle dot in the center of your row. Either player may move first. A coin toss or a power chip toss is suggested. A player may move only 1 chip on a single turn. A chip may move in one direction on a single turn. A regular chip must move either horizontally or vertically. A power chip may move horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. On a single turn, a regular chip must slide as far as it can go. It only stops when it reaches the edge of the board, another chip of either shade, or the opponent's corner. On a single turn, a power chip may slide any number of squares in one direction. A power chip may stop whenever it wants, but must stop for the same reasons as a regular chip. No chip, either regular or power, may enter your opponent's corner. Once inside its own corner, no chip, either regular or power, may move back into the playing area, and each chip must continue to move as it did before. A regular chip must move horizontally or vertically as far as it can within the corner. A power chip may move within the corner any number of squares in any direction. The game does come with a couple of strategic hints. First, try at all times to allow your chips the maximum room in which to maneuver. Second, use your chips to block your opponent's corner. Third, try to drive at least one of your opponent's chips into a neutral corner and block it there. Fourth, carefully plan the way in which you move your chips into your corner. Try to rearrange them so you can move the first few all the way to the back. In this way, you won't block the corner's front rows and won't waste moves rearranging your chips within the corner. And finally, your power chip is a very useful blocking device. Therefore, wait as long as possible before moving it into the corner. Also remember that the power chip can enter your corner on a diagonal. To win the game, be the first player to slide all 9 of your chips into your own corner on the board. There is one special optional rule that I do need to mention that was only released on the German edition of the game. The game has to be played offensively to win. However, due to the way the chips are moved, Outwit attempts to imprison enemy chips and block them. For defensive opponents, the following additional rule applies. If your own chips are blocked by opposing chips and the player has all of their other chips in their home area, then they may jump over one of the opposing chips instead of a normal move. Empty spaces cannot be jumped over. Well, this has been an overview on Outwit. Outwit is an abstract strategy game manufactured by Parker Brothers in 1975. The game plays very straightforward. Like I said, you're just trying to move chips from one side of the board to the other side of the board. I have included the additional rules to help offset stalemates, which are a common problem in this game originally. The gameplay is very easy. It's very easy to pick up, very easy to play. The rules are very straightforward. It's very kid-friendly. It is a good gateway game to strategy-based games, because this is classified as an abstract strategy game. So I'd put it up there kind of like with checkers or chess or things of that nature. It's kind of a combination between chess, Go, and Chinese checkers. So it has this odd kind of amalgamation to it. The pieces are wood, so they're nicely created. They're very nicely tinted, so that way you can differentiate them very easily. The board in this is kind of a plastic board to play on, which some editions can get damaged over time, so I would be careful on those. But the game itself is very, very basic for a strategy game. It goes online anywhere between $5 and $20, so it's still relatively easy to find. It's really hard to find copies that are newer, but you can find a nice used copy for $5-10. So if you haven't played Outwit before, I would recommend giving it a try. Like I said, it's more of an introductory strategy game. It is only 2 players. And it doesn't really have the options to allow additional rules to create newer players or things of that nature. So it is very rigid in that aspect. But if you have a really light game night where you have just a friend over or something, this is a decent option. If you want to teach kids how to play a strategy game, again, this is a decent option. So if you haven't played Outwit before, I would recommend playing this game. Well, that's it from us here at the Gamers Closet. We'd like to thank you for checking out our video on Outwit from Parker Brothers. If there's a game in the future you'd like us to review or go over, please put it in the comments below. Please hit subscribe so that way you can be the first to check out our future content. And as always, please have a great gaming day.